I don't know why I'm so nervous. All right, I'm just gonna film this. I'm super nervous and I don't know why. Well, it's because it's something new. It's new. It's not something that I ever really have put on my channel before, and I really debated whether or not to film a video doing this because I'm not a dedicated nail channel, but I am, at the heart of it, a DIY channel, and what's more DIY than doing your nails at home? So dip nails have become one of my favorite hobbies from the 2020 lockdown. I used to do my nails like religiously on Sunday nights in high school, and I had acrylics before, but dip powder nails, if you guys don't know, basically you use a liquid brush on system, you dip it into acrylic colored or glitter powder, brush it off, repeat, and then eventually, you know, you shape everything and you'll see in the process. But I can do a like in-depth how to dip nail video in the future. If you guys would like, leave me a comment down below. I just got done filming a how to repair a broken nail, and I just turned the autofocus off because my camera was struggling to focus, but you basically, this nail was broken right about there, and I used a coffee filter and the base layer of my nail dip, which is basically super glue, cyanoacrylate, to repair this nail. I'll insert a photo so you guys can see. I forgot to take a before photo. You know, I'm new to this, I'm learning, we'll get there. Anyway, I am going to dip my nails today, and I am going to do a 3-color manicure. And I just spent this week getting all of my dip powders swatched and on Swatch Sticks. And even more exciting is that I listed a new sticker in my Etsy shop, and it is for the Swatch Sticks. So basically it's a strip of, I used the weatherproof vinyl mat, and it's the reason I chose that is because it's durable, it is water resistant, and you can kind of, if you put the sticker down wrong, you can gently peel it up and reposition it. So I just wanted to have a way to have the brand name and the color name on my Swatch Sticks in like a uniform looking manner. I'll insert a photo here of what they look like not on the stick, but like I said, I turned the autofocus off because my camera was being weird. So, but anyway, this is going to be my 3-color manicure today. This is all powdered up, Unbelievable. This is Perfectly Dipped Vin Brûlé, and then this is all powdered up Teal My Love. So since I am so new to this, I have made many mistakes, and so we are going to hopefully rectify one of those mistakes in the video today. A few weeks ago, while trying to, you know, deal with my cuticle situation, learning how to take care of my cuticles properly, I overfiled and really kind of put some divots into my nail bed, and it's growing out nicely. Like, if you can believe it, these, about a month ago, these were complete stubs. So I am going to do a full dip of clear before I even start doing my color, and there's a couple reasons for that. I want to build up the surface of my nail bed a little bit more because it's, you know, it's not flat anymore. There are divots and kind of indentations from where I got a little excited filing, and I'm also, if you have a color that stains, I haven't used any of these colors before, so I don't know if they're staining or not, but if you are using a glitter, which Unbelievable is a glitter, it can help with the removal process by putting a layer of the white, a layer of clear down first. So I'm gonna dip my entire nail in clear first. I'll probably fast forward through that, and then I'll see if this is a chatty video or not, or if I end up fast forwarding. So once I get the clear done, I will then go in with the colored dip and do my 3-4-ish layers of the dip, and while building my apex, and I'll talk to you about that. So I don't know if this is going to be a chatty video or not. I guess we will just find out. We're learning together. We're flying by the seat of our pants. So this clear powder is Mia Secret, and all of the products that I'm using in this video I will link in the description box down below. This is from Amazon. This is Mia Secret. It's just a giant tub of clear acrylic powder, which dip powder is technically acrylic powder, it's just slightly more finely ground. So this is I've heard really good things about this being a nice clear a nice clear powder. So some powders can get grainy or foggy almost. This is supposed to be a really good powder, and it comes in a huge tub, so I just separated it down into a smaller, more manageable size. And then the dip liquids that I'm using today are from Triple Vitamin. So I have the base coat, I have the activator, and I haven't been thrilled with the top coats that I've used in any of the brands really. So I'm gonna give it another try today. If I don't like it, I will just buff it off and do a gel top coat, which is what I have been doing. So, but I would like to get better at using the actual dip liquid top coat. All right, so let's get into this. I am going to put my clear down first, and then we will go on to the colors. So for this clear dip, I'm going to do the entire nail plate all at once. When I do the actual colored dips, you guys will see that I do it in like a special order, and that's to help build the shape of the nail and build the apex, but I'll go into that when I get to the other dips. All right, let's get into the fun part, the colors. So I did the one layer over my entire nail plate of the clear dip powder, and that was just to try, like I said, I got a little excited filing the cuticle area of my nails and ended up putting some divots in my nail plate. So my nails are growing out really, really nicely with dip nails, because basically you're applying like a layer, a very thin layer, a few very thin layers of acrylic over your nails, and so they get really strong and they can grow out, and you have less chance of breaking it. The only reason that I broke this nail last night is because I took last week's manicure off and I wanted to do this manicure on video, and so I went to bed with naked nails and I hit my hand on the nightstand as I was plugging my phone in and cracked that nail. So I haven't had any problems with breakage or anything like that since I've been using dip powder, but as my nails are growing out, those divots that I mistakenly created with my file will be growing out, and I just need to be careful that those are now weak points on my nails, and I need to make sure that I'm protecting them. Okay, so when you're dipping your nails, you can do it a couple different ways. You can just go, slap on the layers all over the entire nail plate as normal, as if you were painting your nails. I have really kind of flat nail beds, and so I like to do what's called building up your apex first. So basically it is a strip of, and you'll see as I'm doing this, but it's a single strip down the middle, and then a little, like maybe about 3/4 of the nail, and then right up to here, and then one final coat over the top. So I'm building up the nail from the middle out so that it gives it a nice curve. And it depends on the powders. I've only swatched these powders, so I don't know how they will build on my actual nail. So sometimes I do 3-4 coats, sometimes I do only 2 coats, like usually for the glitters I just do 2 coats. But yeah, so we'll just do this and see how this goes. One thing that you do want to do, so I'm going to do Teal My Love on these 2 fingers, then I'm going to do a glitter ombre with the Vin Brûlé, and then Vin Brûlé, Vin Brûlé, I think it's French. So this particular company, all powdered up, they fill their jars very, very full, which is great, but it can cause spillage when you're dipping your nail into the powder, and so I like to put my little pot in a cupcake holder and I'm gonna put that right there. And then so that way if it spills at the very end, I just dump it back inside. And then I always give my powders a little stir before I actually stick my nails into them, because you want the powder to feel like, if it's compacted and hard, it will not stick to your base liquid very well. Or if it does stick, what will happen is it's kind of, you know, if you think about you're dipping your nail with a liquid on it into a hard surface, it's going to cause like ridges and bumps. So I try to make sure that the powders are really like fluffy and easy to stick my finger into. Okay, so first coat, it's going to just be a stripe, maybe 3/4 of the way up my nail. Well, am I in the camera? 3/4 of the way up my nail. And then I will build out from there. So a stripe just right down the middle. Oh my gosh, this is hard, this hand placement. Kudos to all you nail channels out there that make this look so easy, because it's really not. In my planner videos, I kind of just, you know, get in frame, and the frame is pulled out a lot further, so it's not quite so zoomed in, but trying to stay in frame, I'm constantly having to look up at the camera. Okay, so there's my stripe. There's my dip, and I'll knock off the excess powder. All right, get the powder kind of settled back in again. I'm just gonna make a mess and make some room in here, because I kind of messed my thumb up a little bit, because there's so much powder in here, I didn't really have so much room to stick my finger in. So I'm just gonna like, yeah, spill powder everywhere and make room in there for my next finger. And you want to be, you know, you don't want to be too generous with the liquid, because you don't want it to like gum up or anything. There, I'll try to like, you want to kind of lay it in. It works a little bit better if you lay your finger into the powder. Much better, much better. Okay, so having a little bit of room in your jar helps quite a bit. I don't know if I'm gonna be all over the place. I'm gonna have some nice background music playing, so it's not just me being awkward. My other videos, like my planner videos, I usually run through a couple of times, like a dry run. And then a lot of times I have a script in front of me, like notes. I write down my notes of what I'm gonna talk about, because I hate when people ramble. Some people really like the chatty type videos. And I feel like when you're doing your nails, it's okay to be chatty, because it's like usually when I'm talking about my planners, it's like business. Like, this is serious organization stuff. And this is just painting my nails, or dipping my nails, rather. But I'm curious if any of you out there watching this are, you know, long-time nail dippers. How did you guys run across it? I can't really remember how I came across nail dipping. This summer, I know I started painting my nails again, because it's really fun. It's therapeutic for me. And I started painting my nails again, and maybe I must have gotten on like Instagram or something to look for nail painting inspiration. And that's how I must have run across it, because with dip powders, like you can get some effects and some colors with dip powder that you really can't get with polish. Like the amazingness of this glitter, which you guys will see when I put it on there. You just can't really get that so much with a polish. So anyway, okay, so I like to do my stripe and then dip. So stripe, dip, all the way through, and one nail at a time. And then before I use my brush to brush everything off, I like to give it a second to dry. So this is the base is pretty quick drying, but I have had it where I was moving too quickly and I go to like dust the powder off, and I got it and I messed up the liquid. So yeah, so you paint on the polish, you paint on the base, I guess would be, not polish. It's kind of like painting on polish, but you paint on the base, you dip, you brush off, and now we repeat the whole process over again. So now I am going to expand out, and I think I'm gonna do, I will do like the entire bottom 3/4 of my nail. How do I wanna do that? Yeah, I'm gonna do the bottom 3/4 of my nail, and then we'll just keep going from there. All right, keep going, keep painting, just keep painting. So yeah, I think I must have been on Instagram and saw, you know, dip powder and what that looked like, and just been like, oh my gosh, I need to try that. And I've heard people talk about dip powder before, but I just wasn't really a fan of how it turned out when at the salon, when I saw it in real life. And I don't know if that's just the technician or what not, but that's another reason I really like to do my own nails, is because even when I used to go get my nails done at the salon, it just never quite turned out. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. You guys can't quite see it yet until I put the activator on top of it, but this color is fabulous. Anyway, when I would go to the salons, I feel like I just never quite got exactly what I wanted. And with this, I can do it over again. I can take it off, and yeah, there's a bit of a learning curve, but I can make it look exactly how I want. The shape, the color, the thickness, all that stuff. And I don't know if I would necessarily do dip in a salon because of just like the cleanliness issue, because you're dipping your nail. Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess they use the same brushes on everybody, and they do a pretty good job of like sanitizing everything, I feel like. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, when I get into a new hobby, I really get into a new hobby. Like, I went from 2 colors, like a clear and a natural is what the color was called, a couple of weeks ago, to now I have over 200 colors. And granted, a lot of them are like just a couple of teaspoon sizes. I learned pretty quickly that like I don't want to buy a big huge jar of something, except for like, you know, clear, if I'm going to use that a lot, because I love to change it up. That's always fun when your camera stops recording in the middle of your video. I don't know how far back it stopped, but anyway, as I was saying, yes, I have like 200 colors, but most of them are like mini or sample size, and that's really what I would recommend, because unless it's a color I know I'm going to use over and over and over again, like your basic gold or silver or clear or something like that, I'm probably not going to do the same manicure more than just a couple of times, and so I want to use it up and move on to another color. So yeah, so these are actually some of the larger sizes of dip powder that I got, if you can believe that. But a lot of them are just a couple of teaspoons or like a little mini baggie to try it out. Plus, every dip powder company, their formulas kind of go on and feel a little bit different. I found that out as I was swatching everything. I spent hours and hours and hours swatching, which I don't recommend doing, because you are using salon chemicals near your face. So I, in the future, will just be doing like small batches of swatching, but I just threw on some Netflix and like went to town swatching, but I did not feel great after I did that. Because you're just breathing in those chemicals for so long. So I would do it in like smaller batches. And there is this thing called dip flu, which after dipping, some people experience almost like an allergic reaction, and they get like really stuffy and their lungs hurt and they get a cough and all kinds of stuff that can last for a couple of days or a couple of hours. And I definitely got a headache from that. I've been fortunate that I haven't experienced dip flu full on yet, but I've heard that if you take a Benadryl, that can help, or you can actually do this process instead of using dip liquids, you can use gel, and that's supposed to help with the dip flu. So, okay, so I have like 3/4 of my nails built, and again, so the reason I'm doing this is because I'm building up the height in the middle, and as I'm moving towards the back of the nail, so you want to have a nice curve as your nail moves forward, and doing it in this order will help to build the shape of your nails. You are certainly welcome to just do, 3 layers all across the entire nail plate, but by doing it this way, I found that it helps to save me some filing and shaping at the end, which I might speed through that part, but I can do a filing and shaping video if you guys would like. Just let me know. So yeah, so most of these colors I got during, let me make sure I got all my powder off. Most of these colors I got during like a collaboration fall sale, which I had a coupon for. Really doing this stuff at home can can save money. You know, if you're not buying hundreds and hundreds of colors. And I'm taking, sorry, before I continue that path, I'm taking this layer pretty much almost all the way up to my cuticle line, not touching my cuticles. And that's why I have my handy little toothpick nearby, so that if I do get any on my cuticle, I can scrape it off with a toothpick. Oh, that didn't work too well. Okay, there. These are so full. I mean, it's great that she gives us so much powder, but it makes it kind of difficult to dip into. All right, so yeah, so you can use the toothpick to kind of go around the edges and make sure that nothing is sticking to your skin. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about getting lots and lots of dip colors. So this, like a dip manicure in the salon is 50, 60, 70 bucks, not including tip. And a full set of dip liquids is gonna run you about $30-ish. And that usually comes with the base, the activator, and the top coat, which is really all you need. You can use like the dehydrator that you can buy dehydrator, but dehydrator is nothing more than half rubbing alcohol and half acetone. And that's just used to like get the oils and moisture off your nail plate so that the color sticks better. So you can make that yourself. I do have an activator, or sorry, I do have a, did I call it activator? I meant to say primer. Sorry. If I said that, primer is just half acetone, half, oh my gosh, I just realized I dipped my, oh, I just realized I have been dipping my entire hand. Let me go fix this and I'll get back to you.
2 hours later.
All right, well, I feel like a big dumb dummy. You know what? The good news is I made my first big mistake and now I can just get on with it and stop wondering when I was gonna mess up. So, basically, I had come up with my pattern that I was gonna do. I was gonna do the teal, glitter ombre with the burgundy, and then the burgundy here again. And I just got to blabbing and just did all of my nails all at once. So fortunately, I have a nice little e-file that I invested in. This was not very expensive. I want to say like 40 bucks or something like that on Amazon, but just 5 minutes and I took that polish right off. Or I guess it's dip powder technically, but that's one of the good things I like about dip powder is that you actually file it at the very end so you can really shape it the way that you want. But anyway, let's continue on. Well, hopefully I don't run out of things to talk about now because I did all of my talking with the wrong color earlier. I'm gonna move this out of the way. So this is another brand. This is Perfectly Dipped by Tania. This was a smaller sample that I bought, but oh God, okay. You can see that I didn't, it's not quite so full, so I didn't put it in a little cupcake liner, but I probably should have. Oh my gosh, this is a hot mess. Why? Okay, this is fun. We're having fun. So because I'll do the glitter last, but because I am doing a glitter ombre on here, I'm just gonna do like only maybe 2 layers of the regular color on here. So I'm gonna do it a little bit bigger. We'll see. I'm gonna do my stripe like normal. And dip. There. And you can see that I left a little bit of the remnants of the blue on there when I was filing, and that's just because I didn't want to go so far down that I actually took off all of the clear underneath because I want that for the nice shape. So it's no big deal. It'll get covered. You won't even be able to see it when I'm done. Yeah, I like completely derailed my train of thought doing this. Oh boy. So fun. It's very therapeutic. Like it's fun. I should probably speed up through this part. so we can get to the glitter. That's the good stuff. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so it's a lot like Etsy shop stickers. Like there's a ton of, there's a couple of big companies out there, like Rebel is one that a lot of people know. And they have a lot of colors and their shipping is incredibly fast. Not my favorite formula. The formula so far for me has been fine. I have enjoyed using their colors, but some companies out there, the smaller like boutique style companies, their formulas go on like butter. Like it is not like the Rebel colors go on fine, no complaints. Certain colors across all the brands are more difficult to work with. They're like cakey or harder to make look nice on your nails. And I've had good success with Rebel so far. But some of the smaller companies, like All Powdered Up, which is this teal that I did, oh my gosh, it feels so nice and it goes on so easily. Okay. So yeah, across, like everybody has their own kind of formula. So it is a lot like the planner world where, you know, sticker shops have their special sticker paper and different designs and stuff like that. So you can go out there and support some really awesome small businesses, which I always enjoy doing. So I think of it as like, you know, stimulating the economy. I'm helping support small businesses by buying stuff that I don't need. But I mean, can you really ever have enough nail polish or nail colors? I don't think so. Okay, so I'm just doing the same thing that I did on the first couple of nails, and you can see how quickly, even though I made a giant mistake in my color scheme, you can see how quickly I caught myself back up. No big deal. And I know these colors don't look that exciting right now on my nails, and that's because I have not activated them yet. Once I'm done with actual dipping in the colors, I will put the activator liquid over the top of them, and that causes them, like, it's sticking to glue technically, so it does harden a little bit, but it causes the resin to really harden up, and that is what makes it like fileable at the end. If you don't use activator, the glue never quite like totally dries, and so it can be kind of gummy. So that's something you have to watch out for, that when you use the activator, that it actually soaks through all of the layers so that you don't get gummy nails when you try to file everything. All right. Okay, so the cuticles look good. This could use some more building at the top, but I'm going to be doing a glitter ombre up there, so I'm not going to worry about that. This looks good to me. I'm a little bit sloppy applying this, but I can take care of that with a file at the end. No big deal. Yeah. I might do one more coat on there, just for funsies. Actually, I don't want to be too thick. I think I'm gonna do a clear coat over the top of everything. Yeah, all right, so now we're gonna move on to the glitter. And this is All Powdered Up brand again, so you can see this is like super, super full. I'm gonna give, this is like a glitter and a foil, I think. It's a chunky glitter, so chunky glitter can be a little difficult to work with, and I actually have a special really high-tech tool to help me with that, plastic baggie. So what you do is you're gonna paint on the polish like normal, and then you lay your finger over into the glitter and then stick your finger inside this plastic baggie and kind of like pat down the glitter, if that makes sense. You guys will see when I do it, but my gosh. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. So the glitters, I really only do 2 coats of the glitter, and that's it, because they're really thick and chunky, most of them. So I don't need to really build that apex because they're so thick on their own anyway. So I'm just gonna do a full coat here. And we'll see what happens. I'm sure this is also going to be a hot mess, but it'll be a sparkly hot mess, so there's that. Okay, put my nail in there and flip it over. I'm gonna pat down all of my glitters. Sometimes you can even just get away with doing one layer of the glitter if it's like really dense like this one is. Ooh, that is so pretty. And I might actually go in there and like hand place a couple of glitters, but I don't really think I want to build up any more thickness on that nail. So I'm just using, the reason you use a plastic bag to kind of pat the glitter down is because there's glue underneath and you don't want to like glue yourself to yourself, which I have also done. Let me use my little stick, make sure that none of that glitter is sticking to my skin. And because this is such like a dense glitter, this is really dense glitter, I don't think I'm gonna go in and do another layer of glitter. I might just kind of hand place 1 or 2 glitter pieces because, oh my gosh, look at that. This is like a disco ball on my finger. All right, so then I'm going to do another technique here. And I need a brush, another brush. This is like a glitter ombre, and what I'm going to do, actually let me brush this off first because I'm getting glitter everywhere. You just need to accept that if you're going to be using a glitter powder, it's going to get everywhere. Oh, always. So I'm gonna dip a brush into this glitter, pick up some glitter and sprinkle it over my nail. And I just use, this is like a 99-cent Wet n Wild brush that I got on Amazon, but it's fairly fluffy. But I'm gonna dip that into there and then sprinkle it over this ombre nail. So I want to keep the glitter near the top of my nail, so I'm only going to do base on the like top half of it, and then I might actually go in and like hand place some of these glitters. We'll see. This is a learning process for all of us, especially you, dear viewer. You get to see true beginner in action, you know, and I make no apologies. Well, I did. But, you know, it is what it is. We're just having fun. This isn't serious. It's just nail polish, powder, whatever. Alright, so now I'm dipping in there and I'm angling my finger down and sprinkling in glitter from the top. And it's going everywhere. But that's okay. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. It kind of looks like a weird half glitter nail, which is not really what I wanted. Let's do this. Let's throw a little bit more. Get that off there. Get off. Big chunk. You can go up there. I'm gonna throw a little bit more base on there and kind of try to make this less just like I dipped half of my nail in glitter and more of like ombre. Whenever I hear the word ombre, I think of that Friends episode. Remember when Joey has to go to the mall and he's selling like cologne, and that competitor, like cologne guy, is next to him and he's selling, what is it, ombre for men? Ombre for men. I love that episode. I love all Friends episodes, truthfully. Okay. All right, well that is gonna be what it is. I'm gonna clean up this cuticle line. It always looks like, it's one of those things where you just kind of have to trust the process, because it always looks like a disaster before you get to the end stages of it. Like, I've hated every manicure I've done at the beginning, and then I get to the filing and the buffing and the shaping and the top coat, and it's like, oh, okay, I don't hate this quite so much. But yeah, until you get to that point, it's kind of like, what is going on? And I've seen a lot of people actually use, you can get the end of a toothpick wet and like dip it into the glitter, and you can hand place the glitter shards, I guess, which I would like to try at some point, but yeah. Okay, so let's check in, see where we're at. Make sure all those pieces are down. And I'm going to do what's called a encapsulation. So I'm gonna go back to my clear dip powder, and then I will do a dip powder over the top of, when I said that P, I puffed air out and it made glitter fly everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to do a clear layer over all of my nails, and that's gonna help encapsulate the glitter a little bit more so it's not like sticking up or being too chunky all over the place. All right, so I'm gonna speed through that really quick. Oh, and the reason I'm going to also add clear to the just regular color nails is because when I buff them down, I don't want to buff into the color. I just want to buff, like I want to shape my nails through the clear, if that makes sense. All right. Okay, so I'm dusting off the clear top coat. My first couple of manicures, I didn't bother to do the clear top coat. I don't know, I think it gives you a little bit more like wiggle room for filing and shaping your nail. Plus, if you're using a glitter, you don't want to file over the glitter because you can file the color off of the glitter pieces, if that makes sense. Okay, so these, some people also use a stiffer brush like this to get the rest of the powder off, which actually, like, if you, this is a nice soft fluffy brush, which works pretty well at the beginning, but then like at the very end, you want to get into like these cracks and crevices of your nails, the side walls of your nails, to just make sure that you don't have excess powder hanging out there making things look like weird and lumpy and bumpy. Because once the activator hardens it, you gotta file it down, and that's just more work. I'm still perfecting my filing, so I kind of just accept that I'm going to have a little bit of work ahead of me because I'm still really new at dipping, so it is what it is. And again, these don't look super impressive right now because we have to activate and put the top coat over it first, but I am going to, like, here's an example. Like this, you can't really see it, but like the very tip of this nail got really lumpy somehow. That's probably due to the fact that I put the wrong color on there and then I had to file it down and then I had a bunch of layers. So that is something we can take care of in the filing process. So now I'm going to activate everything. A piece of chunky glitter sticking out over here. Kind of, this is still kind of malleable at this point. So I can kind of press that down. I don't know if you guys can, no, yeah, there you go. You can see I had a piece of chunky glitter kind of sticking out of my nail and it's still a little tiny bit squishy, and so I'm just gonna kind of push all of that down. This is not like the official method for any of this. I'm just kind of making this up as I go, but it is what it is. All right, so I'm gonna close up my base. Ooh, that pinky is rough. I'm gonna have to do a lot of filing there. So the people that are like really know what they're doing, if you watch their videos, like they hardly have to do any filing and buffing because their dips are just so perfect and everything turns out beautifully. I'm not there yet. Someday, hopefully, but again, just for funsies. Okay, so I'm gonna activate now. And you wanna be really generous. This activator it's a very thin liquid and it can get on your skin, that's no big deal. So you wanna be very generous because this activator needs to get through all the layers of your nail. Or sorry, all the layers of the dip powder. So we are gonna activate, file and buff, activate. Because you do not want to deal with not set acrylic powder in there. And that can lead to the nails cracking and breaking and just overall not looking great. All right, that one's gonna need quite a bit of filing too, but that's okay. Chunky glitters are tough. Chunky glitters look beautiful, but they are a little difficult to work with because they just kind of stick up all over the place and do whatever they want to do. They look great, but they're kind of a pain, but that's okay. All right. Lots and lots of activator. So now I'm gonna let this activator dry for 2 minutes, and then I'm going to file and buff these bad boys and put the top coat on. All right, so like I said earlier, I have not had super great success using the top coat that normally comes with the dip powder liquids. And in lieu of, you know, just going with my old standby and putting a gel top coat and curing on it, I am going to continue to torture myself and use this for you guys. So if the video cuts to the end and it says, "Thanks for coming, that's all folks," you'll know that this went down horribly, like a bad SNL performance or something. But yeah, we're just gonna give this a shot. So you're supposed to do 2 coats of the top coat. Most of the time, the reason I prefer a gel coat is because I'm just impatient. I hate waiting for things to dry. That was my least favorite part about using nail polish, but you're supposed to do a quick thin coat of this top coat, wait for that to dry, and then do, actually, oh, I gotta do one more coat of the activator. And then you are supposed to do like another layer on top of that that's a little bit more thoughtful and smooth. And remember, the activator doesn't need to be applied very carefully. It just evaporates on your skin, so it's not like the base at all. All right, I'm gonna let this dry. Wow, I just did all of that off screen. Super. Okay, gonna let this dry. All right, well, I started talking without the camera on, so that's just kind of how this video is going. Anyway, as I was saying, trying new things is fun, even though it's not perfect. I have found that with every manicure, I get a little bit better. There's a little bit less, you know, buffing and trying to make it look perfect at the end. That's one of the good things I like about dip powder, is that, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, you really can control the outcome at the end by shaping the nail and like buffing down if there's like a lump somewhere. Whereas with nail polish, you would have to just kind of take it off and start over. So with every manicure, I take a picture of it for sure, because I started an Instagram just for my nails. So if you guys would like to go check that out, it's at Mannies and Plannies. I know, I couldn't help myself. But I will put a link to that Instagram down below. I have it linked to my regular Instagram too, so you can check that out. But yeah, Mannies and Plannies. But anyway, I take a photo of each manicure and try and find like one thing that I did better than the last time, or one thing that I like about that particular manicure. And that kind of helps keep everything in perspective. But I'm gonna put a still photo up at the very end and like nice lighting and all that when I'm done. But like you can already see that this is like, I just said like 4 times. This looks so much different than when I had the powder on there. Everything's kind of glossy and glittery and beautiful. But that is, oh gosh, those colors are just so pretty. I love browns and oranges together. I just ordered another glitter from All Powdered Up that's like, I think it's called Autumn Sky. It's got teals and like coppers and bronzes in it, and I'm so excited for that one to get here. But yeah, so I don't know how long I'm supposed to let this first top coat dry. I think it kind of feels dry. I'm not sure. I keep messing it up, so yeah, I want to, it feels dryish. Maybe I'll give it another second. But inside of this All Powdered Up Teal My Love, there are like super fine glittery green glitters that are like ridiculously fine glitters. Really pretty. And then inside of this, what was this color? Vin Brûlée, also very fine shimmery copper brown. And then just look at the chunky glitter in this Unbelievable. That was this Unbelievable from All Powdered Up. But like this, you'll see when I post the still photo, but this glitter is gorgeous. All right, let's put this last top coat on, and then I think I need to let this dry, and we'll call it a day. Okay. The other thing that happens to me with these top coats is for some reason the brushes start hardening up on me, and I don't know why. I cannot figure out what the deal is with that. And so the beauty of gel is that it doesn't harden until you put it in the lamp, which you can get those on Amazon for super cheap as well. Gosh, I don't know, like even this, the brush has hardened just a little tiny bit, and I haven't even, like, I think I've only used it once. So I don't know, I need to do some more research on why my top coat always hardens up in the bottle. I actually did buy a bunch of replacement brushes, and then I know there's like brush saver that you can swap the lid over to the brush saver liquid. It'll, you know, release whatever chemical hardened in there, and then you can swap it back into your original bottle. So I might look into investing into some of that, but I think that's a pretty common occurrence with dip powder top coat, is the brushes get hard. I don't know why, it's super annoying. But all right, last nail. That wasn't too painful. Hopefully it wasn't too painful for you guys. I had fun. This manicure is really pretty. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to take a picture of it out in the actual daylight. All right, that's that. That is my Vin Brûlée Teal My Love Unbelievable dip powder manicure. And you guys can see, like, yeah, I hit some bumps and whatnot on the road, but like this was actually super easy and it comes out looking pretty professional, if I do say so myself. I think on this manicure, I'm really proud of the cuticle line that I did. I didn't get any of the dip powder into my cuticle line, and that's been difficult for me in the past. So anyway, I hope you guys like that. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'm gonna be making more of these in the future. I don't even know if anybody's gonna watch them because mostly I talk about planner stuff, but I had a lot of fun making this video, and I think I'm just gonna keep making them because I like doing this. It's a little bit more laid back than my other videos, so I like the fact that I can kind of just let loose and paint my nails. I'm gonna zoom in so maybe you guys can see unbelievable a little better. Nah, I'll just throw the still picture up. You guys can see it. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.